Hello guys, my name's Larry Ricker. I'm a team coordinator for ACN in the Atlantic Marketplace. See, I even got my ACN shirt on tonight. What we're doing today with this video is we're going to set you up for success. We're going to go through the order process for high-speed internet, either on the Eastlink network or on the Bell Aliant high-speed network. And also we'll talk about phones, how to order phones, and a few other issues. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a preparation, customers' expectations, setting them up for having the right expectation for what's going to happen through the order process and then after. We're going to do the order really quickly, talk about the install, what happens on the day of the install, and a few special tips. So let's get right into it. So most importantly, I just got a little cheat sheet here, so I'm just going to go along with this. Most importantly, find out what the customer wants, and always think of them first, right? Think of what's better for them and how you can help them. So basically, do they want internet by itself, standalone internet as we call it? That's the most popular service that we have. Probably 90% of the orders are internet by itself. Some people still want the home phone, and I usually try and talk them out of it, but if they really want to have their home phone ported over, we can do that. We do not offer the TV service. We have some IBOs in our group that do offer Android boxes with IPTV. IPTV is a new thing, Internet Protocol Television. It's amazing. I've got it at home already, and it's $25 a month. No contract. Basically gives 2,400 channels. 400 are more or less usable in North America, but it's got some live TV, so you can watch the news at night, plus a whole bunch of programs, more than you'll ever need. So this gives us a solution when somebody wants the phone, internet, and TV, or just the internet and television. You can get them as an internet customer and then send them over to one of the IBOs that is doing the Android box and the TV service. So find out what they want and then review the prices and the plans with them and work out the options. And find out what is available at their location. We may not be able to serve them at their location. So there is a availability site on the Bell Aliant Network. We're using the business availability. If you want to see that availability URL, copy it so that you can put it on your desktop and have it anytime you need it. Just go to the Global Vision Facebook page for our team, and in there select files and you'll find the address. Otherwise, just type it in on Google, Bell Availability, Bell Alliance Availability for business, and then you can go in, check the person's address, and find out if we can give them service and what kind of service that we can actually give them. So speaking of the service, for the Bell high-speed DSL network, we offer either 2, 7, or 15 megabytes. I'd say 95% of the clients that we have, the customers we have, are on the 7 megabyte per second download speed service. I think we only got 3 or 4 customers in all of Atlantic Canada that can get the 15, and that's because you have to be within 900 meters of a regional office to be able to get that speed. So almost no one can get it. So my suggestion is when you're signing up a customer for Bell Aliant DSL, perhaps they're in the rural areas, just go ahead and click on 7 and ask them to watch their emails closely after the order goes in. ACN will advise your customer if they cannot get the 7 or the 15 and tell them what's available. So watch the emails coming in to make sure that the service is going to go through. For the 2 megabytes per second, it's very basic internet usage. Streaming probably won't work very well without a lot of buffering. The 7 works well for running 1 or 2 televisions, for streaming video, especially if it's Netflix, where it's taking less data. And the 15, it works well, but again, not very many people can get it. Price is $74.99 plus tax for the 2 and the 7, and I think it's $84.99 for the 15. Don't even know because we don't offer it. Eastlink, we've got some great service with Eastlink for high-speed internet through the cable, 50, 100, and 150. The 50 is for moderate usage, 300 gigabytes as a cap. It's $63.99. And just to give you an idea, 300 gigabytes, that's equivalent to about 11 hours every single day of watching Netflix videos. And if somebody's doing that, there's another class that they should be attending. So that's not a very serious cap for most people that are with moderate internet usage. They won't hit that. If they are concerned about the cap, the 100 megabyte per second download speed is fantastic. It's unlimited, and that's for moderate usage. 2 or 3 TVs in the house can be streaming full time for Netflix or YouTube or whatever they want. 150 megabyte per second download is with unlimited usage again, and that's for people who are doing high internet usage, maybe 4, 5, 6 TVs running full time, and it's a fantastic service for $84.99. Ask the customer what they need, and then make a plan. If you want some flyers, availability for marketing and pricing flyers, go to your back office, click on Compass, click on Products, then Residential Services, and then you'll see the flyers that you can download and just have them available when you want to print them out and give them to your friends. So if you want to find out if we can give the phone service, I'm going to show you where you can do that in the order process. Basically, we can provide them with their existing number. We port their number over. In most areas in Atlantic Canada, there are a few that we still don't have the ability to do that. In those areas, we can give them a new number, most likely in their area, and if not, very close to where they live. So that really works out well. So it's a matter of setting up the proper preparation for the time when you're going to do the order. So number one, set up a time for you and your customers so that you can meet either in person or meet over the phone together so that they can do the order. Plan for 30 minutes. The customer must do the order, and that's essential because there are terms and agreements in the order process that they have to agree to. It has to be them that agrees to it, and so it's a legal matter. You, no matter how much you'd like to, you can't do the order for them. You have to find a way. So what are they going to need? They're going to need a laptop, or they're going to need a iPad or a tablet of some sort. Doing it over the phone, they can do it if it's an iPhone pretty easily. If it's an Android phone, if the screen is kind of tiny, it gets a little bit hard to do. So I recommend using a tablet or a laptop to do it. They're going to need internet wherever they are. If they don't have internet, go to a friend's house, a neighbor's house. Maybe somebody, one of their family members has internet. If not, go to Tim Hortons. Go to a Wi-Fi area, go to Starbucks, and do the order there with them, or you can text them the information as they're going through the order process and do it that way. They're going to need their banking information or their credit card information. So for banking, they need their transit, institution, and their account number. They can get that from their bank. There's an 800 number on the back of their debit card if they don't know what it is. So is the order a referral? In other words, is somebody trying to do their Strive for 5 and they've referred this person? If that's the case, you're going to need the account number of the referring person so you can put it in during the order process. The other thing is, if the phone is part of the order, in other words, if you're bundling phone and internet together, the account holder for the phone with the present service provider has to be the account holder for the new service with us. Basically, they own that service. It's a legal thing, so it has to be, let's say it's a husband and a wife, and the wife is the account holder. with the previous provider, the wife has to continue to be the account holder to transfer the service over to ACN, and everything has to match. And what I mean by that is that if she's the account holder, then it has to be her banking or credit card information that goes in during the order process. Okay, I'm just going to go to the next section. Okay, moving right along, setting the proper expectations for your customer. So it's important to brief them on the order process, that once the order is complete, you're going to get an order confirmation number. You should be writing down the main points of the order so you have the information. We're going to put up a sheet that we use to keep track of our customers, where you can put in the customer's name, the address, their phone numbers, information about the order, what it is they ordered, the date of the order, the date of the install that they've requested, and the order confirmation number. So that way you have all that information. If later, a couple of months down the road, they need the information, or you need to call tech support with them, you've got all the information there. So brief them on the order process. Let them know that they're going to get a welcome to ACN email within about an hour of the order being submitted, and in that email they will have their account number. That's really important for them to write that down somewhere. It's a 9-digit number, starts with 102 right now. We're adding tons of customers as time goes on. And the reason they need to have that is if they want to do the Strive for 5 program, they're going to have to give that to you if you're doing the orders for them as the referring customer. So once the order goes in, that goes to ACN at our corporate headquarters for Canada in Montreal. There's 280 people that work up there for you to help you build your business, so that's kind of cool. And ACN will determine if we can provide service at that address. They're going to advise the present internet service provider that we're taking over their service for internet or phone, or both. They're going to configure the modem. They're going to mail the modem, send the modem out by Purelator Courier, comes right to your customer's door. The install date that you pick is a wish. It doesn't mean that you're going to get that install date. It really depends on the tech, the amount of volume that they have, their work schedule, if they have enough techs to do an install on that day. So tell the customers to watch their emails closely and maybe even check the spam in case it's gone to spam. ACN will advise them by email if there is a date change for the install. So you don't want a customer sitting around home waiting for an install on the 15th of the month when it's actually been moved to the 17th. So keep an eye on that and let them know, like I said, it's a wish, and hopefully it'll come through that way, but don't be surprised if it changes by a day or so. On the day of the install, I usually say later in the afternoon, plug in your modem, plug it into the wall jack or plug it into the cable connection in your house, and all the lights should come on green. If you're not able to get up surfing on the internet, then there's a number to call, and I give them the tech support number, 1-888-414-1958. I also give them the customer support number, 1-877-226-1010. And I just tell people, call tech support, call customer support if you need them. When you're a customer with us, if you're not happy with the answers that you get there, you need further help, I'm in your corner, call me, and we'll make a three-way call and get it sorted out. It's important to tell your customer that the first bill may be slightly higher. That's because, let's say the install happened on the 1st of the month, and that was a Friday, and over the weekend we don't take money out of their account. We don't start taking money out until the service is active, generally. There are a couple of exceptions, I'll point that out in a moment, but essentially if we actually don't get around to taking the money out of their account until, let's say, the 5th, there's been 5 days where the internet's been operating, so what we do is we prorate the first bill only. So let's say it was an extra 5 days divided by 30 times the monthly charge, which let's say it's $74.99 for the 100 megabyte per second service with Eastlink. So there's going to be $9 or $10 added to the first bill. So tell your customer that it'll only be the first bill. It may be a little bit more because we prorate based on the time that we took the money out as compared to how many days the service was active before that happened. The billing date, once decided, will be exactly the same day every month going forward. It's just the first month that's a little bit wonky. So regarding billing, generally no upfront fees. We've presently waived the activation fee for new customers. We don't charge for the modem, and so really the only upfront costs would be if they've ordered a phone service where they're getting a new number, where they have to pay the $60 for the equipment and shipping out the equipment to them. And the only other, I got somebody trying to call me here. So the only, I'm going to turn off my phone for a second. The only other charge up front would be if they are getting a router, one of our Wi-Fi routers associated with the Eastlink network, the service we provide on the Eastlink network, and that router has to be paid for at the time of the order. Otherwise, there's no upfront costs, and we don't start charging until we get the service active. Okay guys, so now we're going to put the order in. So you go to your online store, you pick the province that you have the customer in. I have clicked New Brunswick. Residential services on the top, business services on the bottom. Pretty straightforward. The bundled service is clicked already. If you want high-speed internet, just click the radio button next to where it says starting at $41.99. Those prices are from different provinces across Canada, so they're not specific to our to New Brunswick or Nova Scotia or wherever your customer is going. Click on the next button to go to the next page. This page is really useful. It's got an overview of the plans and pricing, calling features. There's 23 calling features on the phone, ACN companion app, information about that support, and then high-speed internet. What's interesting is if you look at the bottom of the page, you see the blue box. This is where you can put in the customer's present home phone number, click the check button, and find out if we can transfer or port that number over to ACN. So on to the address box. Now, something that's really important, there's a little bit of an issue in the portal where if you put the phone number in, sometimes it'll tell you that service is not available. So do not put the phone number in the address box. Just fill in the information with the address, the street and street number, street name, street direction. That's not required. That would be like in Calgary, 123rd East Street. So you don't put any direction in there. Put main floor if it's a house. If it's an apartment, you select apartment, put in the apartment number, city, province, and postal code. No space between the two sets of numbers and letters there. So then it's going to direct you to the services that are available. In Nova Scotia, if you're doing an order for Eastlink, if the location, the address can get both Eastlink and the Bell high-speed DSL service, they're both going to come up, and then you'll have to pick one, either the DSL or the right choice if they can get Eastlink is to take the Eastlink service. You see here the high-speed DSL in the Bell territories is DSL 2, 7, and 15. As I said earlier, take the 7 99% of the time. And then I always review the monthly charge is $74.99 or whatever it is. It's a 1-year term. There's a $99 penalty for canceling the internet. There's a $56 penalty if you cancel the phone within the year. Down below you see you select your current provider. If Bell is your current provider, you're going to need that your customer is going to need their 8-digit account number to go in there. Sometimes there's, if they look at their bill, you'll see there's 7 digits with a dash, and then there'll be another number after that. So once you've got that in, go next, and now you're going to pick an install date. Usually our install dates are about 2 weeks out. I just did this today, and you see that May the 4th is the next install date that's available. If it's the Bell service, Bell requires the person to be home from 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. If it's Eastlink, they do give you 2 choices, either morning or an afternoon. And also they give you another day that you can pick as a backup day in case the first day doesn't work. So here we've got home phone choice to make. Either you want they want the North American plan, which gives them unlimited long distance calling North America wide, or the World plan for an extra $5. It gives them calling to 80 countries, long distance calling for free for $19.99. So that's a heck of a deal. They save $10 by going through the bundle. You go next. It shows you virtual phone number. Virtually nobody uses this. In fact, I don't think I've ever had it. You can get a second number for incoming calls anywhere in Canada or the US. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to have this box where you have 3 choices. I want to obtain a new phone number in my area, I want to choose the location of the phone number, or I want to transfer my existing number. In this case, I clicked on, just to show you, I clicked on I want to choose the location. So then you see the boxes open up on the bottom. It's showing New Brunswick, the 506 area code, and the location where we can give them a new number in that area. In this case, we're not going to do that. We're going to actually select I want to keep my own number. As you see here, the next screen that comes up, then you have a choice. You're going to get a temporary number. Once the temporary number, the time is up for that, when the number is ported over, I usually, well, always actually, check the second radio button, which is once the number is transferred, please disconnect my temporary number, and then the temporary number will be disconnected once your number is transferred over. So then you put in their number twice, and then on to the next page. On this page, basically it's a continuation of putting in their name and address, making sure that's in there properly. If the current service provider is with Bell, you got to put in their account number again, that 8-digit number that they needed earlier. You do not need the current service provider's password. Next thing is says, do you currently have digital phone service? Answer that. And these points down here are really important for your customer to know. They should not disconnect their current service. In other words, don't call their present internet service provider and cancel until the whole order process has gone through. If they call their current provider and say that I want to cancel my phone and internet, it puts a lock on their phone number, and it's locked to be returned to the bin to be used again by the next customer that needs a phone number. So if they call and cancel their service with their existing provider too early, it really messes up the program. So once that is done, once the services have all been transferred over to ACN, it's important that the customer call their previous internet service provider or their previous phone provider and tell them that they've canceled, they want to cancel their service with them, and to make arrangements to take their modem and their phone equipment back to their previous provider, and tell them to make sure that they get a receipt showing that they did actually bring their equipment back. Next page is you're going to have a letter of authorization to transfer the phone service from that previous provider over to ACN. There's a digital signature. Basically, you type in the customer's name in the box at the bottom and then click the agree button. That's why the customer has to be the one doing the order process. Then you're going to get a message saying transfer of your current phone number. Congratulations, your phone number is in an area where we can transfer the numbers, and then you're going to go in and click on the checkout. We're now going to create an account, and the purpose for the account is so that they have an online account that they can go into at any time, change the settings on the phone if they've ordered a phone, or change their payment billing information, check when their next payment is due to come out if it's internet only. The address to go to for their online account is www.myacncanada, all one word, .ca, and at the top they'll click into My Account, put in their username and password, which you're going to help them get through the order process. So as you see, you fill in the information, name, date of birth, mobile phone number. You don't need an alternate. Email address, and do it again. Account password, that's a 4-digit, basically a PIN number for their account that they may have to give to ACN when they want to talk about their account or their services. Next thing that you see there, let me just move this a little bit, is authorization to access ACN customer support. That's optional. Basically, let's say the wife is the account holder. If she wants her husband to be on there as an authorized person on the account, she'll put in his first and last name in that first line and his cell phone number over on the right. The online account management, now you're going to pick a username. I suggest just pick the person's name. You can put a number behind it if it's a common name. If it's John Smith, you're going to need some numbers because there's probably a bunch of John Smiths out there who are ACN customers all over North America. So put their name plus a number, write it down so that you've got a record of it, because guaranteed a month or two from now, if they're looking for their account information, they've forgotten it. So make a note of that the username is and the password is. As you see, the password has to be between 6 and 12 characters, contain at least one letter and one number. So you do that twice, then you answer a security question, your internet provider, put that in, and the language of preference. And what's interesting is you see down below here, there's the referral box. On the left-hand side in the yellow will be your IBO number. If it is not a referral, there's nothing to do with that box. If it is a referral, usually on the right the box on the right, it's showing in yellow, but it's usually in gray. So what you have to do to put a referral information in for the referee is you have to click on the box on the left that's got your IBO number in it, take out all the numbers. Now, IBOs will be concerned because they'll be thinking, well, how am I going to get credit for this? Your IBO number is embedded in the order process. This is just to take the numbers out in the box on the left, and on the box on the right, you see where it says referring customer telephone number or account number. I recommend highly to put in the account number only. Remember, the account number was, it starts with 102, it's a 9-digit number. Put that number of the referring customer in on the box on the right. Like I said, it's usually gray. Don't know why it's yellow today. And then last thing is enter the independent business owner's email addressing, and then go next. So this is the next screen that you're going to see. It's the 911 address. The numbers are, the address is in there. It might be very light gray. It might be hard to see. Just click next, and then go on to the next box. And that's account creation. We've already done that. So the next box is the reason why you want the customer to fill this order process in themselves. Here are the terms and conditions that they have to agree to, that they understand that it's a 911 service, that it works through a national operator. They'll call back to your local operator, dispatch the fire trucks or the ambulance or whatever it is. But if they change locations, they have to keep ACN updated for their new address. Otherwise, if they call the 911, it's actually going to go out to the address that's on their file. So terms and conditions on the digital phone service and on the internet service, Basically, the main thing to understand is that there's a $99 penalty for the cancellation, early cancellation within the year of their internet service. There's an additional $56 penalty if they cancel their phone service within the year as per the contract. So account creation, I've done that a few times. I don't know why that's coming up. So basically, the last thing is the shipping. The modem and or the router will be shipped directly to the customer's home address. And if they do want to add an address, what that's for is if somebody wants it shipped to their work address or another address because they're away during the time that the modem is going to be shipped out. So once that's completed, you're going to go into the payment information. Basically, I follow them through to this point, and at that point I don't want to hear or see anymore. They'll fill in this information on their own, the transit number, the institution code, and the account number for the service if they're using their checking or savings account. Otherwise, they'll put in their Visa information. At the end of it, you're going to get an order summary. And that order summary will just kind of go through, okay, bill to, ship to, shipping details. Over on the right-hand side, you will see, you will get an order confirmation number. The order number, in this case, 199-2204. The order date, make a note of that too for your records. And the requested install date is there as well. So basically, I review this with the new customer, and I just go through what the charges are going to be each month. You see the charge for the phone on the North American plan is $24.99, but then you see that there's a credit of $10 because of the bundle discount. The $74.99 for their high-speed DSL on the Bell network, total of $104 and 1 cent. And this is amazing, guys, because Bell right now themselves for this exact same service is charging $170. Over and over again, we're saving people 40, 50, 60, even more per month on the services that they're using, and people are so excited. You see the one-time charge summary down below. The phone adapter, there's no charge for that. HSI modem, no charge. Activation fee is presently waived. The numbers all add up to 0, and that's great when that's what you're paying. Not so good if that's your paycheck, but it's a pretty good deal when you're getting your service set up and there's no upfront charges. You hit, the most important thing here is you got to hit that submit button, and you're going to the next page. I couldn't do it here because otherwise I would have put the order in. So the next page is the order confirmation, and basically at the top it's going to say thank you for choosing ACN, your order has been processed successfully, and that shows you that the order has gone in. So basically, guys, that's the order process, and I'm going to go on to the next topic. Okay, guys, just a couple of short topics to go, and we'll be finished up. So the next thing is just to tell them a little bit about what to expect on the day of the install. They are supposed to be home either in the morning or the afternoon or for the full day, depending on the carrier that the network that we're working with. But also let them know that there's a pretty good chance that the technician may not show up. He may even just be outside the house. If it's a direct transfer, let's say they're an Eastlink customer now, they're going to be on the Eastlink network through us. That's just a transfer, so most likely the technician's not even going to come into the house. So later in the day, once the install has been done, just plug in the modem, and for the Bell network, if it is an Action Tech modem, there's a silver sticker on the modem that contains the Wi-Fi network name. It's a 5-digit code, and also the password. The password is the long series of numbers and letters. It's the longest one, so that makes it easy. It's case sensitive, so if it's a capital, put it in as a capital, and so on. If it is the smart RG modem, which is the white modem, which we're starting to use more often now, the network SSID is the name of the network, and the password is actually the MAC address. So here's a little trick. The MAC address on the sticker on the side of the modem is in capital letters, but they have to put them in at lowercase for the password to work. Once the install is done and everything is working, they can start surfing. They can expect they should have the money in their bank account or the ability to pay through their Visa from that day on for the next 3 or 4 days until we take the first payment out. And as I mentioned, the first payment is prorated, so it might be a little bit higher than the rest of them will be. If there's any issues during the install, ask them to be prepared to call our tech support, and they can help guide them through the process to get their service up and running. So that's the install, and I ask customers to give me a call just to let me know that everything has gone smoothly. So just a few special tips that'll close things off. Keep the info on each client. We keep them alphabetically because in your customer list, your personal customer list, they call it PCL, in your back office they are alphabetical, so it's easy to keep track of your customers. Call on the install date, make sure that everything has gone smoothly, and give it a few weeks and give them a follow-up call maybe a week or 2 later just to make sure the service is up and running. If they have any questions on the phone, how do I get my voicemail messages on the phone as an example? You can tell them how to do that. By the way, it's *62, or just dial their own number, including the area code, and they'll get their voicemail. The other thing that we do is, and this is optional, this is up to you, but this is what Lucy and I do. We send out Christmas cards every Christmas, handwritten, just to thank them for being part of the ACN family. We really appreciate their business, and we make the point that we are now feeding 2,000, which we are, 2,000 hungry children every month in Atlantic Canada. We're very proud of that. That's what you call making a difference. Our goal, our team goal, just so you know, is to get to the point where we're feeding 10,000 hungry children in Canada every single month. And to me, that's really what making a difference is about. The other thing you can do is when you call up your customers, you can ask them if they're interested in doing this Drive for 5. They've been maybe thinking about it, maybe they've already got one. And what you can do is suggest, you know what, I can make you my project of the month. And they say, well, what is that? Essentially, let's work together. Give me 5 names. Do you have 5 friends? Everyone has 5 friends. And that way, they're going to bring you in another 4 new, or actually 5 new customers. And then you can keep on going with those customers, on and on it goes. So basically, the bottom line is we're making a difference, guys. We're making a difference by putting more money into people's pockets so they can buy a new pair of sneakers, they can go out on date night, they can save up for a trip or whatever it is. And we're making a difference in the lives of IBOs by building your points to a total of 60 or more, and you're getting the full 10% on a monthly basis. So that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in for my first ever video presentation, and I wish you luck with your customer ordering. Don't forget that we've got a chat line on our Facebook page. If you're having any problems, you can go there to help. You'll always find somebody there to help. You can call me, you can call Greg McGilvery, call Lucy, any one of the team coordinators that are in our team, and we will all work together to help you have success. That's it for now, guys, and have a great day.